So I talk a lot about drone photogrammetry, how to charge for it and what industries to get into, but have you seen these 5 awesome ways people are using drone photogrammetry to make money? Some of them may seem pretty conventional, pretty standard stuff, but check out this 3D model someone built using a drone and photogrammetry that's being used in video games. So let's dive straight into this video. Hey guys, my name is Dylan Gorman. Welcome back to another video about drone photogrammetry. As I've said in past videos, I've been a commercial pilot for over 9 years, and over the last 3 years, I have been doing drone photogrammetry for all kinds of clients, all kinds of projects. So I figure instead of the typical 2D orthomosaics that I always talk about for deliverables for whatever industry that you may be going into, I figure I make a video about some of the unconventional ways that people are using drone photogrammetry to make money. Coming in at number 1, as I have mentioned multiple times in some of my other videos, I love to do progress updates, especially when I'm mentoring new pilots in the industry. This is one of the easiest concepts to understand when doing drone photogrammetry on property. Now, most people don't understand is that you can also do a 3-dimensional photogrammetry model of a property or progress update that is being built. Now, what's great about having a 3-dimensional model is, well, now you get the vertical view of the properties. This is great for property developers, this is great for potential tenants, property managers, even property owners. Now, quick little disclaimer, never ever call your drone map or drone mission a drone surveyor. Unless you're a licensed surveyor, this is a big no-no in the industry, as it's just a really easy way to get in trouble from surveyors. It's easy to get sued from them. So there's 2 ways to go about it. One, I typically just call these reference models. Again, I am not a licensed surveyor myself, so when I'm going out and pitching, I always just tell them that, hey, I'm gonna do a drone map of a progress update of your property. They're not drone surveys, so they're not fully accurate models. This is more for reference so that you can see what's going on the property. Now, one way that I have gotten around this is I will work with a surveyor on the property and tie their control points, ground control points, GCPs. I've got a whole series coming out about GCPs and with mapping, so be on the lookout for that. With that being said, I will work with a surveyor to tie that data in with my drone map. That way I can call it a drone survey after they give me the check mark for delivery. One of the main reasons why it is so easy to sell this type of drone photogrammetry to property managers or developers or whoever is involved in the mix of progress updates on properties, it's just easy for all parties to get eyes on the property without having to physically be there all the time. Whether you do it a daily flight or you do multiple flights in a week or bi-weekly or monthly, it gives the client the option to have whatever kind of cadence they want on site. That way they are always most up to date with what's going on the property. Now, you don't necessarily need to use the software that I use. I use Drone Deploy. It's just the standard one that I've been using for the last 3 years, but there's other softwares out there such as WebODM, Pix4D, Reality Capture. There's several other softwares out there that are able to produce 3-dimensional models so that you can present to the clients. I just like Drone Deploy because it is an easy, all-in-the-cloud solution that anybody can access. Coming in at number 2 is capturing volumetrics for literally anything. If you've ever been to one of those commercial mulch facilities or a place that has a bunch of gravel, they have a ton of volume of material, and that material needs to be tracked. Same thing with on the progress updates for number 1. This is another way that you can sell an additional service for your drone photogrammetry. Again, there's 2 ways to do it. You have your reference model, where if a client just wants to have a general idea of what the volume of, whether it's dirt or gravel or whatever material it could be, there's even other ways of calculating material too. One of the examples that I had recently in the past was a client wanting to know the volume of power line poles after a hurricane had come through. They wanted to know the stockpile of power line poles that they had there. Now, in order to do that, it takes a little bit of math and understanding of how many power line poles fits into the volume of whatever you're scanning, but they just wanted a general reference so that they can understand, okay, how many do we have, how many do we need to order so that we can get these power lines back up and running. So with that being said, that is more the reference model that you're able to provide. Now, the highly accurate model, which can be used with RTK drones or a PPK process, and this is also where you tie in GCP so that you can get your centimeter accurate maps so that when you run your volumetric model, whether it's through Drone Deploy or one of those other softwares that allows you to pull volumetric models from it with the use of AI. It is highly accurate and could even be as accurate to a thousandth of a degree. Reason why I say that you can sell this as a service outside of just doing typical progress updates on a site is, well, progress update can just be a progress update. But if they're actually tracking material on site, that's a whole other ball game. Coming in at number 3 is tax assessment. Now, this may sound a little odd to you of why would drone photogrammetry even matter in this instance? Well, taking a little step back in time, in order to do tax assessment on properties, what they used to do is they would literally have somebody fly in a plane, look out the window and tell you if there's a building there or if there's a telecommunication tower there or whatever. There's so many different factors that come into play when doing tax assessment, and relying on somebody flying in a plane and writing pen and paper on a notebook of what they saw versus what they didn't see is not really reliable, and you can't justify that, but that's really how they've been doing it for a very long time. It wasn't until about 4 or 5 years ago when people started flying heavy rig drones or even fixed wing planes with a camera on the bottom, or even someone just shooting some photos out the side of it, that tax assessment started to get more advanced. Now, with drones and the ability to map out a quick 150 acres in a few hours, tax assessment is now starting to become a big thing in the drone industry, with insurance companies and pilots being able to infiltrate that market. As these insurance agents don't want to pay somebody to fly in a plane an hourly rate, they can just go and pay the pilot per site or per acre or whatever they want to do, and it's a whole lot more cost effective for these insurance companies to do that, as opposed to sending a multi-million-dollar plane and paying somebody $250 plus an hour just to take photos that at the end of the day they're going to have to look at it in a Dropbox. So with drone photogrammetry and all of these cloud access tools that we're able to see these models in, create annotations, and even put it into an ArcGIS model, tax assessment is definitely one of those interesting ways in how drone photogrammetry is changing the industry. Coming in at number 4 is, this is very similar to number 1 of doing the progress updates, where we're doing the 3D mapping with the cross-hatching of drone photogrammetry. This gets really interesting, as recently Microsoft invested over $70 billion into the Metaverse with the ability to create point cloud models of properties of a full vertical asset of the property. People are starting to get very creative in implementing drones into the Metaverse. Now, you may be thinking, why does this matter? Well, I don't know if you guys have heard any of the crazy stories of people spending thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, and in some cases millions of dollars on virtual real estate. I know, it's weird, I don't get it, but there's people spending a ton of money on it, and it is growing at a very fast rate. With that digital real estate, well, they're literally buying pixelated land. It doesn't exist, it's in a digital world. So what I have recently seen is people going out in the real world with the use of Drone Deploy and some of the other softwares. They create a simulated point cloud where it's not using lasers to create the point cloud, it's more so just using the orthomosaic and all of that metadata from the drone and the camera to create that 3D model, where when you export it as an LAS, which is the point cloud format, now you have a virtual model that you can put into Revit, or you can put into some of these other programs. I know there's a few free ones out there where you can convert these OBJ files into a point cloud. You can then basically sell those assets on an NFT marketplace. It's still kind of weird and I'm still trying to understand it, but it is an awesome way to make money off of it. And I've seen people make a few $100s to a few $1,000s off of just selling virtual real estate. Now, keep in mind that copyright laws still kind of fall into effect, so you can't just go scan Disneyland and go and sell that as an NFT. So just keep that in mind, and don't do anything that I wouldn't do. And number 5 is creating digital assets for the video game world. Sounds kind of similar to creating the Metaverse. It's literally the same exact process, except this one's a little bit more interesting. Now, there's someone that you got to check out for this. He is probably one of the coolest guys on YouTube that's teaching a lot about this specific capture use case for drone photogrammetry. It's not necessarily just drone photogrammetry. You can incorporate some other photogrammetry techniques with using digital cameras and other kinds of cameras. But basically, William Felcher, he's by far, you guys got to check him out. But basically, you're able to take drone photogrammetry from the real world of whatever kind of model you want, and you don't necessarily need to use an automated flight software to do it. You can hand fly and capture really intricate details of buildings, of trees, of rocks or mountains or whatever you want. Take these photos, put it into a software called reality capture, clean it up a bit, spit it out, and essentially create a digital asset for a video game. Now, one of the reasons why this is pretty important is, well, this video game engine that you can put it into is called Unreal Engine 5. Unreal Engine 5 has had some incredible leaps and bounds in the video game engine industry. The reason I say that is, well, there's actually a program called Twinmotion that I have used quite a bit in the past, where I work with architects. I'll take their BIM models, I'll take their architect files, put it into Twinmotion, and Twinmotion just runs off of Unreal Engine 4. I don't know if they put it to Unreal Engine 5. This game engine is hyper realistic and it's being used in the film industry right now. There's a company in my hometown, Tampa, called Vue Studios. They're doing some absolutely incredible work where they're using Unreal Engine 5, broadcasting onto an LED screen with these virtual environments that are not real at all, but they're taken from the real world, just being manipulated, and essentially they can place people in front of these screens and make it look like they're in these environments, whether they're in the Arctic tundra or they're in the desert, where, if you don't know much about Tampa, none of those things exist. People are using drone photogrammetry to create these kinds of assets to sell to filmmakers and people alike, even video game artists that don't want to go out and model these by hand. We can take a real world object, scan it with a drone, throw it in a capturing reality, spit out a model, and sell it on the Unreal Engine marketplace. I've seen items sell as low as a few dollars to a few $100s, and people are putting them in video games. To me, this is kind of like when people were telling you can get rich off of uploading your unused drone photos or stock photos to one of those stock photo websites and just make money in the background. I think this is one of the early waves that you can kind of jump into, as not many people are doing it and not many people understand how to do it. So again, I would check out William Foucher. He's a phenomenal creator here on YouTube who does very in-depth explanations of how to do that exact process. I know this was a little bit of a shorter video than usual. I've been driving to Arizona over the last few days. Really haven't had much sleep, but I am working on some pretty cool videos. Additionally, I am working on a master course to photogrammetry. Basically, I'm condensing the last 3+ years of my experience doing photogrammetry and teaching out the entire process. It's gonna go more in depth than what I've put here on YouTube. Everything from software to the cameras to the drones to deliverables, how to get clients, and even a pricing sheet that I'm gonna be including in there for free. So if you do want to learn more about this course, when it's launching, how much it's going to cost, and additionally what else is included in the course, be sure to check the link down in the description to get notified of when that course goes live, which will be on my Pilot Byte website, which is a resource for pilots, whether you're new, an expert, or just want to find out some new things in the industry. Be sure to check out pilotbyte.com. With that being said, if you liked the video, please be sure to give it a like. If you want to see more videos from me in the future, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I will see you guys in the next one.